good to go. Good morning, CueballTV viewers. For all three that have had the time to switch it on. We had to wait to get started. Dan Lynch had to get through his grueling 3-1 loss to Andy Barnett. And he's taken a bit of time to recover after it, but he's all fresh and ready to go now. So, yeah, we have Kevin Malek and Marc Curwood here. 1-0 to Marc. And there's been some interesting shots in the last 5 minutes, I can tell you. And a big match on the next table, Robbo versus Simon Singleton. Both went deep in big guns. So there's about 200 runners today. A few buys, but we do have 32 tables this year instead of 20. More matches, but a lot more tables to play them on, so should get through them pretty well. And for anyone that's been living on another planet and doesn't know the results last night, Rusty Wheeler's won big guns for the second time. Beaten Joel Younger in the final. Joel Younger knocked off Mick Hill in the semi. With he went from 5-2 down to 10-5 up. One of the best stretches of pool I've ever seen. And I'm just about to be joined by dual Australian champion Michael Scarey. And
how are you, Pete?
Very well, thanks, Mike. Yourself?
Yeah, not too bad.
And it's hard to bid much money on the Calcutta in this tournament because it's a pretty amazing field every year and short races. But good match here with Simon and Robbo.
Yeah, Simon's from New Zealand. He plays quite well.
Yeah, very good.
It's not really a first match you want to play here, but looking around the room, there's a lot of talent everywhere. So
yeah, there's probably 25 first matches you don't want. So see how it goes.
I was quite lucky. I got a walkover. The guy I played didn't turn up, so
oh, nice work.
Pretty happy about that.
He may have walked in and seen who he drew and said, "Yeah, I'm not going to bother."
Sure, that's not true.
Yeah, I was just talking to Gus.
No cheese.
Just talking to Gus before, and Gus was saying the last 3 years he's made this 2 semis and had a win. And I was just saying, like, and you know, Gus, he doesn't mind fishing for compliments, Gus. Yeah. But in this case, I'll happily give him one because that's in this field every year. That's an amazing run. So
I'd be happy in 3 tournaments to make 1 semi. You know,
exactly right. Yeah.
We got on the other table Kevin Malek and Marc Curwood.
Yeah, they were both chopping wood this frame. It's been it was a pretty horrible frame, but 2 love to Woody, provided he knocks this in.
Oh, it's good effort.
That was smoother than shot he's played before. Thought he almost did himself an injury. So Robbo's in pretty good shape here. Oh, that's pretty unfortunate. But he's
still got a bit of cover down.
Still got control. I mean,
if Simon now actually gets rid of the couple of reds down the bottom here, just sort of blasts them out a little bit, then he'll be ahead in the frame.
I might thank that guy for taking the cheese off your roll as well, mate, because I don't want to sit next to you in the commentary box if you're eating cheese.
I did tell him. And you do have a half-an-hour window. I'm actually lactose. I've been checked. I'm lactose sensitive, not intolerant.
Not intolerant.
So I can have a little bit.
Yeah. 2-0 to Woody, and Kevin Malek's generally not the easiest of first round matches you could get either.
No, he does try very hard, Kev, all the time. One of the very few opponents you actually see actually try per shot. But
I've probably mentioned it before on air, but do you remember that match he's played against Steve Jamieson in the VPPL a couple of years ago?
is it a 10-all?
The 10-all one.
Yeah.
Kevin's in it. If there's ever been an unlosable position, he was in it, and he's played 1 billion to 1 shot for the only thing that could go wrong to go wrong. I've never seen anything like it.
So I think it was like a black over a pocket, red over a pocket, and red over the other pocket on the other side of the table.
That's right.
And he's potted the red over the pocket to land on the other red over the pocket, but travelled the whole 7 feet and landed sort of touching up on the other red. Yeah, jammed
in the jaw, between the jaw and the ball. It was phenomenal.
So he could have just rolled it in, but he travelled 7 feet up the other end of the table.
Never seen anything like it.
And lost the match.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
And it just happened that because it was 11-10, everyone had stopped. We're all watching it.
That's right. Tipping will never do that again, though.
Yeah, I know. No, that's well, the only good thing about that is, and Robbo won't fall for it though. I mean, the only thing he can do wrong is try and pot it and leave himself no shot on that yellow.
I'd like to maybe even clip into the yellow here and try and push the red away a little bit. If it's not touching the rail, just sort of give you a little bit more room. But
if it all comes out perfect, the yellow double kisses the other yellow in, sits there, and you clear the red a little bit. So,
yeah.
But it can go wrong.
Yeah.
And that's what I was talking about. He'll be pretty disappointed with himself there.
Is he going to try the double back?
Well, I reckon I'd be going because your white's safe. You're almost running into the other yellow.
He's still got a bit of time though. I don't think the red passes the yellow, so he's still got a shot up his sleeve.
But the double can't really go wrong.
You've got to miss the red and then knock the other red into the top pocket too. So
yeah, and your white should go in between the reds if you double it. So
he's looking at maybe hitting this thick too, or he's going to push the red. He's going to push the red on the yellow. I'd actually leave them the way they are.
Yeah, I reckon you've got to get the yellow right over the hole if you play this shot, so it's dangerous.
He can actually lose a frame if this goes wrong. I'd leave it the way it is because I think you're going to get another shot.
Yep. Okay, that's a fresh airy. That's classed as a shot in golf.
Actually, I don't know whether he did actually try it.
He's played that very well.
But the thing is now he can push all the reds out.
Yeah, exactly. And he's still left with where he's going to have to double a yellow down here.
And that red at the top rail too is a little bit dodgy as well. So
I've heard plenty of people saying how tight these tables are, and I keep mentioning to people that Joel basically ran 8 racks in a row, so I don't care how tight they are. If they're too tight, he doesn't do that against the best player in the world.
Yeah, well, basically I say they reward you when you're playing well, but they won't when you're not. Yeah. So it's one way or the other, like quite heavily.
And just to, I didn't hear last night, but apparently Jamie said they aren't to Australian standards, and I can tell you 100% unequivocally they are to Australian standards because I made them and I put the templates in them. So,
but I'm going with your.
Well, that's fine. If they need to change them, they need to change them. But currently, they are to the templates. So, what Jamie needs to do is get better at potting.
It's actually too hard to eat. So I was told today that it was strict dress code, black pants, black shoes.
As was I, mate. But when you've got about 20 people in the room that aren't even close to it, what are they going to do? Kick them all out? And just quietly, as much as I'm all for everyone being dressed well for tournaments, for your standard race to 3 tournaments on a Sunday, this is generally not a black slacks affair.
No, I agree with that. Rusty did well yesterday, coming back from the loser's side.
Exceptionally well.
To take it out.
Yeah. Andy Barnett
What was the score there?
had him on toast, I think, and just started twitching up, not twitching up, tightened up a little bit, but great tournament from Andy as well.
Yeah, and it's good to see these guys that we haven't seen before come over and, you know, do what they do. So.
Oh, look, the New Zealand contingent's been fantastic, and I've been very impressed with the quality of all their players. It was a lot higher standard than I thought they'd be, because I don't know.
That's right.
You know?
But I think you're going to get a few more now come next year, and I heard Lee Kendall say something about he's going to run a tournament up in England and have like 3 spots up for grabs for big guns next year.
That'd be fantastic.
So,
It'd be nice if he could come over himself.
Yes.
Yeah, being a bit of a legend of the game as well. Be nice to have him over here. But yeah, the international field's stronger and stronger.
I'd actually like to see Lee Kendall win a world title. I think he deserves one. I think he's been very close a lot of times.
Been there a lot.
Yeah, I think he's one of the few guys that I'd like to see win one.
Yeah.
He does deserve it. And he's always there and good bloke. And
well, it's not getting easier, that's for sure. Stevie Dempsey, I hadn't seen really any of his game, and I watched him tear Jake a new one on Friday night. I thought, well, I don't care what preparation or what sort of form Jake's in, anyone who beats him 21-8 is someone to be watched very carefully.
Yeah. Yeah, I've seen a bit of Dempsey play when we were up there. And, yeah. And
his 2 losses have been
good.
Mick Hill and Rusty are the ones that have got him. So took Rusty the whole tournament to get going, basically, and he just timed it to perfection.
Marc's going to probably use his second visit here. Or first visit, I mean. Or second, I don't know. It's too early.
He used them both on the one ball, so that's fine. That's a very good shot. Pretty easy to go wrong there, and he's hit it pure.
Yeah, to hit the ball and the cushion sort of at the right pace. A bit of a scrappy first frame, but I'm sure he'll be happy with that.
Yeah, I didn't see a lot of Simon, but what I did see is very solid.
Yeah, I lost 11-10 to him in my match.
Yeah, and towards the last few frames of that, I mean, you both were, but he didn't tighten up. He played very well. So
yeah, that was a good match. It was good playing different people too. I enjoy playing different people.
I drew two in a row. 2 of the Kiwis, and yeah, both made me work very hard for it.
I think Kevin just done that a little bit too much. Just missed the
overcooked
on the
it.
yellow. Yeah.
Well, here's a great opportunity for Simon to just to get one straight back. The balls don't get much better than this, Michael.
No, these are tap-ins. But as easy as they look, you still got to go about it in a correct manner. Otherwise, you'll make it hard for you very, very quickly. Hard for yourself.
Well, he's already made it a little bit awkward. He wants to get on this one next to the black.
Yeah, I think he's got to come across the table now. Quite the one over the centre, maybe come back to where he is now, but further. So he's on pretty much both the reds in the corner pocket.
I think, yeah, he can actually just drop the other one in the middle and roll it in. If you look at the table, you can just roll that in and then play this one above the black.
Yeah,
run straight
playing
through.
it long though.
Yeah.
And a bit twitchy. You know, race at 3 now, it's not race to 11. Feels really weird too, coming up a race to 11 format now to a race to 3. But he's doing it. Oh, he could hold. I thought he was going to land on the cushion.
Yeah, I was sort of sitting right behind it when I've looked up at the table, so.
You have to get this right though.
Yeah, overdo it and you hit the black, underdo it, and that's played very well.
That is a very good shot.
Couldn't have hit that better. That's an easy shot to get wrong when you're a bit stiff. Yeah, he's taken them well. So, race to 2. Yeah, good out. Robbo wouldn't have expected to be getting up again after that break.
No. So Curwood with a chance to close out the match. So out of position a bit here. Might be able to play a double now and leave the white on the cushion for both reds.
Yeah.
If you wanted to continue having sort of the attack and go.
I don't know. We've both played for Victoria with Woody, and he can go a different way about it sometimes.
Especially in the car.
It's coming from me. Yes, indeed, in the car.
So he's got 2. I didn't realise that.
He drives a lot smoother. He plays ball a lot smoother than he drives. If Steve Jamieson got him for 20 in the Calcutta, well, it's all right. If he wins this, he's only got to win 8 more, and he's in the money for you, mate. Well, that says a bit about this field when you got Vic State players going for 20 in the Calcutta.
Yeah, and I was wrapped to get a bye. Dodged the bullet.
You got a bye, and Robbo's playing Singleton out there, so
yeah. But at least you know, if you lose, you get to go home and spend the rest of the day with your family. And if you win, you're still here. That's a win-win.
That's why would you come down this side of the table with a black?
I don't know.
Please tell me that, Michael. I'm confused.
It's a bigger pocket, not.
Yeah, it's a bigger pocket if the black's on the rail.
Oh.
Good shot. I still don't agree with it, but good shot, and well done, Mark. Elvis will be leaving the building. So, got some value out of that one in the last few years, I tell you. Yeah. Please wear something else on your hands, Kev.
He's just had...
What's going on there?
He's just had wrist surgery.
Well, what's the excuse for the glove?
It keeps his hand warm so his bones don't ache. I'm joking there, but he uses the glove for obviously... he always uses the glove.
Yeah, look, if you play American pool, I understand you're wearing a glove. If you don't, I think you just shouldn't wear one. And that's as diplomatic as I can be about it.
Oh.
Wow. Gus DiGiorgio, Tim Dixon. Tim's just jumped up like he knew that was the case already. Yeah, he did already know, so that's not a small match.
Marc wants us to sit. Oh, no, he doesn't.
I'll tell you, Tim's drawn every good player in the country since he's been over here in tournaments. I played league with him, and in the first few weeks, I think he nearly missed a ball last week, but that's been about it. He doesn't seem to have another gear, but when he's in top gear,
yeah,
he's a scary pool player, mate.
He's a very good player.
He makes a lot of outs, makes them look very easy too. So, as we've said, anyone who travels with the British Lions is not going to be a slouch of any sort.
That's right, yeah. Good old Victoria giving them a touch-up.
Yes. They even, with the shootout, and even Toby Clack knocking one in off the spot afterwards as well. His first highlight on CueballTV. I was still manager at that stage, Michael.
That's right. And then you become a very important player.
Well, I was no good at managing, so they had to put me in the team. Oh, look at this. He's ended up touching on the red.
I actually still think he's fine. He can sort of swerve it in, but I think he'll lose a lot of pace on the yellow, which he needed a little bit of pace to get under the red.
Well, he might have. The other option is bite the bullet and play the harder shot of all time, Chinese snooker in the middle.
I actually didn't like that way, regardless. I think he could have put that yellow that he just played pretty much over the pocket and sort of get himself into the frame.
How hard's this? And you got there's not a huge gap under that red, so he's got to hit this absolutely pure.
If you're not sure what to do here, just bump the yellow out in front of the red, and then obviously just wait it out. There's no point in playing a silly shot now, accidentally fouling, or moving your yellow out the way and letting Marc have sort of an easy run out.
Yeah.
Just
please make him earn it.
Yeah. Let him play one good shot at least.
Just on big guns again, Michael, I was very impressed with the scheduling. I thought,
much
I know the women's didn't, but as far as the men's went, the scheduling was fantastic. And
they did it well.
And you were never longer than sort of 10, 15 minutes generally from when they said you were playing.
Yeah.
Which is pretty impressive.
Very good. Yeah, Trav and Jojo and Mal and a few of the others do actually do a very good job running this tournament, and I think they had an extra few tables, 32 tables.
Yeah, well, an extra few. Yeah, we brought 12 in, so
which was a big help. So, and I think if you're going to have a tournament like this, you must do that.
Well, with the women's running as well, there's absolutely no way you could run. I don't think you could even run the open one with the amount of numbers they had through. 150 odd people. I don't think you could have done that on 20 tables. So.
What did the runner-up get for the ladies' big guns? I know it was $5 first.
It was an interesting chop-up. It was 2 for second. Then it was either 1250 or 1500. And then 5th and 6th was 1,000. So it was interesting.
Yeah, okay.
I'd say to make it run that deep, the prize money, and spread it out as evenly as that, I said we'd do that in the VPPL singles.
Yeah.
I said the difference is we all commit for a whole season, so that's how we intend to do it.
Yeah, that's right.
You don't want it top heavy.
You finish 10th or something, you still get $1,000.
Yeah, that's right. You don't want it top heavy. You want to encourage people to come back, and we're not, we're not playing 25 weeks just for the money. It's for a hit out and the competition.
Yeah, it's for that win at the end.
It's but that's different. I mean, this is a tournament. It's supposed to be. Generally, you'd think it'd be broken up a bit differently than that, but
it's good to see anyway. So I'm tipping the big guns ladies is going to be quite big now.
Yeah, look, the fact that some of them were playing at 3 to 4, 5 o'clock in the morning.
It's a good shot there by Marc.
Great shot.
Screw back in the yellow maybe now.
I think the ladies should have their own weekend for it, and I think they deserve their own weekend for it.
Yeah, I think if you do that, I actually got to be careful here. I think it's better for everybody to do it all in the one weekend, even though it is a lot of pool, and I think things ran well this year with it.
But playing a match at 5 in the morning still, when you've got to be back at 9, is ridiculous. Any way you look at it. So.
Well, we didn't have to. The men's didn't have to do that.
We
but
didn't,
you know what? We had to do that for the last couple of years.
We have.
So now maybe next year, obviously they might do something a little bit different.
I think they need to start the matches earlier on the Friday morning maybe.
What about a day earlier?
Well, Friday morning would be essentially you'd have a whole day of play.
Friday, yep.
Yeah. I think that would make the difference.
That's pretty much it, yeah. Start Friday at 12 o'clock or 2 o'clock.
If it's an extra day off, it is what it is. It's, if you've got to take 2 days off for the biggest tournament in the country for women, then that's what you've got to do.
Yeah, it just means they might finish then at midnight, and then that way they can get up at 8 or 9.
The same people have been taking 2 weeks off for nationals every year, so
yeah,
that's a horrible break.
I did like the shortened part of the nationals now. That only 2 weekends and 1 week.
I did. Yeah, I did like it after we recovered after day 3.
Yeah.
When we'd played 7 matches in 2 days, and
it was good though.
It was good, but it was, we were ready to have a morning off.
That's right. Yeah. But I mean, that's what you go up there for. Like, I've been playing it now 10 years.
I agree.
And I find that you're going up there playing a match and then playing 2 matches another day, and you're sitting around doing nothing. You know, this time we were over the Nationals, and you're playing every day, 2 matches, 3 matches, and it was full on.
4 one day.
Yeah, 4 one day, and obviously if you got off to a bad start, you could be out of the tournament within the first 3 days.
Well, that's right. Yeah.
So I think it's much better, especially on people that are, you know, working and running their own business and stuff like that. They don't want to take 2 weeks off. You know, taking a week off is more than enough, in a couple of weekends. I think it's more than enough.
No, I did like the format, but I think the quality of pool went down after about 4 or 5 days because everyone was had run out of steam a little bit.
But we're up there to play pool, so I didn't mind it. People said, yeah, it was a lot of pool, but people whinged before there wasn't enough pool.
It worked well for us. We had a couple of new guys and quite a few guys that hadn't played together.
Yeah.
So as far as team bonding, you got no choice but to bond.
Yeah.
Because you spend that much time together in the first 3 days. So.
Yeah. Well, at least they're listening and trying to make it better and trying to change it. And if it doesn't work, that's fine. They've given it a go.
Yeah.
But at least they've listened to the players, which is great.
Well, you know, put it in perspective, Michael. We've won every Nationals in that format.
Maybe that's why I like it.
Granted, it's only one, but it doesn't matter. So you won't get any Victorians complaining about it, that's for sure.
I'm going to stop for 1 minute in this roll.
Go for your life, mate. All right, Steve Hale, Brendan Cannell. All right, one good shot here from Simon as well. So he just needs to slide. Just needs to slide off the black here and still get on the yellow. Good morning, mate.
Good morning, how are you?
I'm well, yourself?
I'm all right, thanks.
What's had a game yet?
Not yet, I'm waiting. It's my first one of these, so I'm packing myself just a little bit.
First big tournament. Just breathe. Oh, Steve's missed one he probably should have got then. He's just tried to steer it a little. Oh, there's a big match. Jamie Stevens, Tyson Howie coming up.
It'll be a good one.
It'll be a great one, yeah. Tyson, what did he, runner-up or no, semi-finalist at Geelong. Played fantastic ball. Oh, Simon's overchecked it.
Yeah, he's cooked that one.
Too much, bit too much of one and not enough of the other.
Straight double, you reckon?
Straight double. Scary doesn't mind these doubles, long doubles in the corner either.
I don't have the guts. I mean, it's not an easy table if he misses it.
No, it's not, but he won't be getting another look at it if he misses it.
That's it.
Pretty much guarantee that. Marc's got, it depends where it lands too. If it lands hanging over a hole, yeah, he's almost got to make this to win, and he's not even trying to pot it, I don't think. I know he was, but yeah, now he's got no hope. In serious trouble. Robbo can just develop the one off the cushion and go safe, or
That's it, yeah. It's pretty much guaranteed with all that stuff there.
yeah. Just make sure he gets out off the cush a bit.
That's a result.
And these are the tables that are too tight, everyone. If you hit them right, they go in. So I don't know. I think the one up the other end will be all right to get on the black, but I'd probably rather not play a little dodgy one into the middle last. Do you know? Yeah, Steve Jamieson and Trav Crawley. It's another big match. It's going to be a lot of them. Looks like he's going to go the way I said, play that one in the middle last. I'm not a huge fan of it, but can't see him doing anything differently from here. Or unless, no, now he might have to. He might have to go up and take that now.
It's a toughie.
Yeah, he's got too much angle. I don't think he can hold. He might be tempted to run that red up and cover that hole. He's got to land almost perfectly to be able to play this and get through onto this other red in the middle.
Yeah, absolutely. He's just missed an outrageous red.
Yeah. He can still... oh, is he just there? I reckon he's... well, Scary's right behind it. He said he's got a little bit of angle, so... And you don't want to be... Yeah, you don't want to be too close to the cushion because he's probably got to play 3 rails to get back if he can't get through far enough, which he's not going to want to punt this on that angle. Here he goes. Steve Hale, shot to get on the black too. Has he left enough angle, Robbo?
I think he's got plenty.
Oh, Steve's missed that too. Yeah, he's got to dodge a little bit of stuff here, Robbo, so maybe 4 push. Oh, he's just missed that middle pocket. That's lucky.
Yeah.
Pretty fortunate there, I reckon.
Indeed.
He can't believe where it went. So he's got a bit of a dead bounce off one of them. But that's the win. That's the win to Robbo and Simon Singleton out of the main draw. Stiff, that's...
he must have noticed it was off. I didn't until you guys pointed it out.
Can you replay that last shot, Dan? Or is it too late?
Let's see what he does if he play... Oh, he's not going to play it again.
No, sorry, the shot to get on it. He was... Robbo was just pointing to where he thinks he hit. I just want to see if he was anywhere near it. Yeah,
he's going to give it another crack, I believe. Yeah, let's see what happens. Oh, no.
Yeah, he still ended up in the wrong spot, so... yeah, because this is what Simon wants to see now, yeah.
So now he's done it.
So what bounced wrong? That all bounced exactly how I thought it would have. So I reckon he's just hit it wrong. I don't reckon he had the angle for that shot, so... yeah. Anyway, you got it and landed on the black, so
that's it.
Stop complaining. All right, and this frame's still going. Steve's still got the red hanging.
It's been over the pocket for a while, though. I don't know why he's taken so long to pot it.
Yeah. Was that my name? I think I just heard my name, so I'm going to have to leave you. Hang on a sec. Josh.
Dylan, nice to meet you. I'm good.
Thanks, mate. And we're here with CueballTV. So, is this Steve? Yep.
Yeah. That black must go to the bottom right if he's playing it like that, I'm assuming.
Unless he's taking off 2 rails in a round, yeah.
Yeah, no, good shot. Good call.
Yeah.
He'll be happy with it.
Should be pretty comfortable here to go 1-0 up. Rocking the glove.
That's it. Smooth criminal.
Spoken to a few
There you
players
go.
about him, and they tend to find them great in these conditions. It's quite sticky here today.
Yeah, I noticed. It's my first time here last night. It got really humid, actually. So,
Do you use a glove as well?
No,
No.
I don't. A bit of chalk never hurts.
Yeah, I was
no one.
going to say, it does seem to be an older generation kind of thing for the most part. So Steve takes a 1-0 lead. Looks like it's Brendan's break.
We're currently waiting for Sahil's match to get underway.
Yeah, we've got Sahil and PK playing over there, and that'll be with us shortly. Loving this 2-table system that Dan's got going. Really enjoyed it,
It's great.
especially for the finals and stuff. You can see all the action.
I mean, Dan gets a lot of praise as is, but like, you really can't knock him for this stuff. It's top notch.
He did cop a bit of flack for going on holiday, and fair enough.
It was so selfish of him.
But we've moved on.
That's it. That's it.
Water under the bridge. So PK had individual billing in the Calcutta today. He's a former Australian player. Very handy. This is Sahil obviously at the table. But PK might have been putting in a bit of time because he looks good at the moment. And the Dennis Committee of Pool has gotten a bye against Tyson Howie, so he's very happy, solid.
He's laughing.
Thanks very much, Tice. Also saw on Facebook that the egg Nick Howie decided not to come, so hope you're out there watching, Nick.
Guest appearance from Pikey on the mic.
Yep, so Brendan's come up dry and Steve's looking at taking the reds. I think this red goes off the yellow in the middle.
The bottom one of the two there.
No, the top one there. I think it just drops in off the yellow just to clear that pocket. All these balls link up quite nicely, actually.
That's a good shot. Sahil's just...
Sahil's trying to take out the camera. And the perfect start for PK. Can't believe his luck.
What's that High School Musical song, Breaking Free? I feel like that's what the cue ball just did. It broke free.
I can't say I know any High School Musical songs, but fair enough. I think we're just showing our age gap in the commentary box at the moment.
That's it.
So Steve's just missed the ball to the middle. And Brendan's going to have a look
Sorry?
now.
I haven't played yet.
All the yellows are pretty open too. A couple of tricky ones closest to the white at the moment. He'll have to kind of maybe dislodge them. I think they only go to the left middle, and that's covered at the moment. So PK's broke on the other table, and he has dropped in a nothing. Sorry, it's come up dry, but he's got an extra shot. Oh, nice shot from Brendan there. Just cleared those two balls we were talking about.
Missed that by a fair margin.
Yeah, a little bit of nerves, and Sahil's luckiest player going around. Gives away 2 on the break. Straight back to the table.
He won't mind that.
And just behind me, I can hear the rain absolutely pelting down outside.
Oh yes, the weather is stupendous.
Torrential at the moment. So Sahil just still trying to figure out how he's got into the open table. And it looks like he's going to pop this red. Look a bit tricky here. Oh, he's tried to... That's a great shot.
Yeah.
He's tried to deal with the tough one straight away. He's cleared it. covering the black now, and it goes.
My question is, what does he do with this red here? The one in over the left pocket, but the lower of the two. What does he do with that one?
Yeah, very tricky actually. He's going to take this up to the top left corner. Just kind of drift out into the middle. Yeah, he's missed that by a bit. He might play the waiting game, see what PK does with it, but
yeah, that's it.
Over on the other table, we've got Steve on the reds. They're still looking as open as they were before. So if you could just drop this into the top left corner and drift back down the table, he should be in good position with a few options.
He took his time potting 2 reds over the corner, both over pockets for the game. So
yeah, no.
Still nervous.
No shot clock here, so there's not too many worries with that. But yeah, when you play like that, sometimes you can lose the rhythm, and even when you're in the balls, you can find it difficult.
Yeah.
I think he wanted to be on the left middle there, but he's still got options. So Sahil's tried to clear those 2 balls straight away, and he's just jawed one in the bottom left. Very tight, these pockets, as we found out, even through the big guns with the elite players.
Absolutely.
Very, very tough to put him in at pace down the rails.
A lot of people have different opinions of the tables, from what I've gathered.
Yeah, some people, well, a lot of people tend to call them quite tight. I actually played big guns over the weekend, and I found them fine. I didn't have any issues, but yeah, it's been a bit of a divisive matter. So we've got PK here on the yellows. He's got a little bit of work to do. Just trying to clear that ball on the left. He's just nicked it.
Not the worst nudging ever.
It'll still cut in. Just made it a little bit more awkward.
Yeah. You'd really want to be behind it now to pot it.
And Steve just taking his time. I think he might just screw back on this red nearest to black. I know he's going to run forward. I just like the natural angle, going back up the table.
Yep.
But he's decided to roll forward and leave himself straight.
How straight is he?
Yep. Well, it's actually very deceptive with the camera
I
angle.
think he's got quite a bit, actually, to come back up the table.
Oh, I don't know about that. Just having a look at it. Does look pretty straight. He might be just above it. Not much room for error.
No.
This should be interesting. The long bridge as well makes it tough. So we have PK just deep in forward at the moment. Trying to map the out, trying to find a way to get to these yellows in the bottom right corner. Oh, you're right, he did have the angle.
Yeah, plenty of it.
And he might be on that.
Is he?
No.
Nah. He's a
Judging from the reaction,
so-
he's definitely not. Thought he might have picked the unbelievable gap there, but no, he's just too high. So PK looks like he's going to run this down and try and cover this bag. And he's hit that just awful. Caught the jaw. But the whites are not too bad.
Well, if he hit it well, or like the way he intended, he was surely in off.
I don't think
So I think that was a bit of a scary shot for him to play.
Yeah, with the ball so close to the draw, I think he was always going into that even if he hit it right. But yeah, he just caught it all wrong. He's actually left Sahil on this tough ball to bring out his other one.
Do you think he pots it?
I'm going to go with no. Benefit of hindsight. Still left a tricky opener here for PK. I don't think he'll take the one to the right middle because
What
it's
is Steve doing
bridging
here?
over. He's trying to swerve it between.
Oh. If he pulled that off, that would have been something special.
He's got it in between the balls, which is impressive, but he hasn't got the check on it to get it to the red.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
2 shots for Brendan.
From here, he should really finish.
Especially with the shot, with being a lefty, this one makes it a little bit easier.
That's it.
We talk about these jaws again, these rails, and he's missed it. This could be an off here for PK if he just runs through. Oh no, he stunned it. Very open match here.
Yep. Chance for Bollywood.
The snake charmer himself. Funny watching the stream last night, and you can just hear Sahil the entire time.
Oh yeah,
Come on,
he
George.
was
Come on,
going
Ben.
off.
the entire night. Nice shot. I think he looks like he might have to play a Jackie here of some sort.
It's a tough one. There's quite a bit of distance between them.
Unless he can sneak through to that middle of the reds, but I don't think he has the angle.
No, I doubt it. Yeah, he's looking at the Jackie.
Yeah, he's looking at the Jackie. He's got to be careful here.
It's well played. Little stiff on the white.
He's lost the white a little bit. He might have to play this one to the top now.
Does the one on the right of those three go to the bottom right?
Yep, it does, but we still have to... Well, I don't know if you'll bother clearing the black or if you just try and get in behind it to play it to the other corner.
It's tied. I don't even know if it goes to the bottom right corner anyway, the black. It's
Just
very,
looking for
very
here,
tight.
I think it lips in. It's a nice shot from Sahil. Good recovery. Still a tough angle on this to get it under his other red after putting it in the corner.
What's the likelihood of him playing that right red onto the yellow?
As in off the red and
Yeah,
sitting
play
on the yellow?
the red off the yellow into the pocket, because then he might free
I don't
it
think he
for
has the
the
angle to
black.
hold there. Yeah, that was his only real option.
Oh, okay.
Not a bad shot. If you could just nick through this gap in between black and yellow here, he'll be right. Even if he gets a small kiss on the black, he should be able to get a result.
That probably would favour him, actually. that
Absolutely.
kiss.
A little bit of awkward bridging as well. Oh, he's hit that far too thin.
Yeah, absolutely.
A little bit awkward with the bridging, and he's given up another chance to PK. I don't know what is going on the other table, but they seem to have been on this shot for a very long time. Brendan is still clearing them up. He's got one shot left. So PK's left himself high on this. I think he'll still take the top ball and just drift down for that one on the rail. Or close to the rail anyway. Nice shot from Brendan.
He's missed that by quite a way.
Really scrappy opener here.
That's it.
Always a few nerves in these tournaments. I'm not sure. I don't think these guys... Oh, actually, Sahil, I think, played big guns, but I don't think PK did, so might not be used to the conditions at the moment. And Sahil just trying to figure out what he's going to do with this black.
Yeah,
He
absolutely.
really doesn't like it to the corner, and fair enough, he'd have to be right behind it to have a chance of potting it.
I still don't think it goes, personally. It's very, very close.
Oh, and he's managed to pick the gap
That's
and
enough.
go in off. That's a little bit
That's
stiff.
yeah.
Brendan's really straight. He's going to have to force it. Yeah. Oh,
That's
a great shot.
He caught the
Drifted
jaw on
too
that, didn't
far. Oh, it's awkward. That's really unlucky. He's played that tipping with a bit of top right just to get it down the table, and he's actually hit it too well. It's one of those ones where you're playing it and you're just thinking to yourself, oh yeah, anywhere down there will be fine, and then you find the one spot that's awkward or the one spot where you can't
That's
pot it
it,
from.
yeah. Just my luck, I always end up in that awkward spot.
Yeah. So you would hope PK would clear these up now. It's a nice shot.
Yeah, he played that well. I mean, he's probably a bit far now.
Yeah, just be going towards the yellow here. He's got to be careful. Although with the two, he should be fine.
That's Brendan lining up.
He's just going for
Played
the
safety. Very
save.
containing shot.
Yeah, he's actually
think-
really
did it
nice
total?
pace there.
I think you can see it a little bit of it. Maybe.
Clever shot from PK there, just using his two, making sure of it. Now he's just got a couple of roll-ins and come out for the black.
That's it. Wow.
And he's under-hit that with left and finished in the only spot on the table where he can't go out.
I would have thought checking that was way easier. I mean, you really have to get a lot of side into it.
I didn't mind taking the other ball first, and then you take that right out of the equation. You drop it in, you can't not be on the one near the black, and then you're just off one rail and back in. But he obviously didn't like it. And this is where he's found himself.
He's missed it.
Was that one shot or two?
I think he's missed it, and now he's got two on the black.
Yep.
Second good.
Smart shot from Sahil.
Yeah. No point taking on a difficult pot if you could just get comfortable on it.
Use the 2 and just steady yourself, really.
That's it. That's Sahil Sharma, the first frame.
And I believe that Steve has given away 2. He's missed coming out of that snooker. I'd say that Brendan is looking at a foul snooker here. Can't quite tell. I think he's just wondering if there's any value in actually taking ball in hand. Because it looks like it's going to be a similar angle on both sides.
Yeah.
Should be able to just pop this, just miss the red, run up and down. Especially with 2.
Sahil looks lost. He's after short.
Sahil is very happy to be on the live stream at the moment. He's just excited to get out there. I think that's what he means when he vigorously shakes his head.
Absolutely.
Something along those lines anyway.
Yeah, he loves it.
It's not going to change anything.
I mean, he's the centre of attention off the camera, so why not on it? Right.
And Brandon's just a little bit awkward here. He's still got his 2, so you just bump it. Just got to be careful with the pace.
Yeah, in off.
Like just taking this thin so you can come off 2 rails. Just like that, and doesn't need the 2. So that'll be 1 all. So Piquet's at the table, looks like he's going to take yellows. After last frame, he just thought, I'll take the one over the bag, thanks, to get me started. And he's got a couple of tricky balls here. The 2 yellows towards the right middle, they go under that red, so they should be not too difficult, but the one, he's going to have to dislodge the one in the middle of the table near the black unless he takes it up to the top left corner. So yeah, a little bit of work to do. He's taking it now. Not a bad option. Unless he comes off 2. He's hit that well. Hit that well. Still left himself a little bit awkward on this next one.
Do you think if he gets behind the yellow by the black, it'll go to the middle? Or is that no?
Possibly, but I think it's very tight.
Yeah. So that'd make life a lot easier if it did.
I think he'll run this one down again. I wouldn't take this ball over the pocket now just because it links up with that ball on the bottom rail. It's just a simple tap in with that one there. But he's decided to take it anyway. Goes.
I think we just got confirmation the yellow does go to the middle.
Okay, so it does go. So PK can be quite conservative at times, just a smart player, and he's just said to Sahil, you have a go. He hasn't left him too much. I think the red to the left middle goes. He might be taking this to the right middle, actually. Yeah.
It's a very attacking shot.
Big pot for the opener. So he's still left himself a little bit awkward. He might have to take this one over the middle just to get himself going.
I don't know if the red will pass.
It'd be interesting if it passes that yellow and if he can get it to maybe dislodge the ball on the rail. No, and he's landed awkward again.
Yep.
So not a lot of mapping at the moment. We're just kind of...
One ball at a time.
Yeah. Trying to survive. He might just bring this one out and maybe sit behind the other, or is he actually going to pot it? Starting to realise that Sahil's not going to play too many conservative shots.
It's just not his game from what I've seen of him play.
Shot, brother. And we've got Brandon on the other table, just a bit of a slow start of that frame, and he's just pulled his yellow out.
What's PK's plan with this shot? He's looking at trying to snug up against the red over the right corner by the looks. If he can get behind it, he'd be laughing.
Yeah, I think he's just working his way out, trying to find a way to map it. I don't think he'll be looking to go out this shot. I think he'll just be looking to improve his position again. He's got a couple of really tricky... Actually, the trickiest one is near the right middle. That only really goes at the moment in the top corners. Unless you can get behind it on the right-hand side and put it in the middle. But it is a little bit tricky. But if he does manage to pop that and hold on it, the ball near the black ball actually goes to the left corner, so that shouldn't be a problem. But he's just decided to play safe again. Safe-ish.
He won't be too fussed about it. He was a little upset about the result. But
I think he's just trying to give Sahil the best chance to clear his balls because he wasn't sure how to do it. And Sahil's going to do that.
he was worried about that kind of result, though, because now they're all on.
Fantastic result. That's right, they're all on. It's up to Sahil to knock them in.
And I can't see Sahil missing from here.
I think it'll all be about his positional play.
Yeah.
A little bit tricky here. Don't know how straight he is.
He's below it.
Just having a look at it, he's got a great angle. Yeah, just coming up. That's a great shot. I personally would take this red to the middle, come back a couple inches, and then just play it natural ball off 2 rails for the black. So we'll see if Sahil is on the same page in a minute. Very easy in here to say what you would do or how you should go about it.
That's it. Executing it's the next thing.
Exactly. When you're out there, it's a completely different story. Especially for guys like Sahil on the fringe a little bit, you know, you feel the pressure.
That's it. I think he's looked at the black to the left corner, and it's kind of, it's a tight one. I don't know. It'd be way easier if you just put it in the other corner.
See, I don't like that now. He's really got to force this up and down instead of just letting the ball run.
Unless he's got the angle to just screw back about where he is and stun it to the right corner.
It looks like he does have a little bit too much angle there. If he stuns it, he's kind of going towards that yellow. You don't really want to clip that. Really had to force that, but it's going to work out all right, and he's on a good black. Not happy with it?
I think he's a bit gutted to be that close to the cushion, but he should be right. Should be right. He's really got to concentrate on it.
Looks comfortable on the ball.
He's hit the
And
yellow.
he's clipped the yellow.
Geez, that's... I wonder what's gone wrong there.
I don't know if he's missed the angle on it or if he's just kind of twitched a little bit. Hard to see him out of frame there. The other game's kind of taken a back seat. We've got Steve on the reds.
Brendan's having a real hard think about this next shot.
That's a nice shot from PK. He can just drift down to this bottom one.
Yeah,
play the jackie and hopefully leave it on again. He's got to be careful he's pacing here. So it looks like he's just going to take the jackie to the ball nearest the white and just try and hold for that one on the bottom rail.
Doesn't want to play this hard. Yeah, shot.
Nice little double
That'll
kiss
do
there. He's played that well. So he'll take the one off the rail now and drift up the table. And as long as he hits it okay, he should have the ball in the middle of the table to the pocket where the black goes. And as long as he keeps his nerve, it should be 3 rollers. Just got to get the cannon right on this. Or Jackie if we're being technical. So he's looking for a little bit of a better angle. He's going to take the ball to the middle, not a bad option. But he's over-screwed it, and now he's in trouble.
Now he's really got to hope that yellow passes under the black, which I'm pretty sure it does.
I think it does, but it's a little bit dodgy. Jaw that. Things could suddenly go wrong.
Especially
I think
if
he might
finishes
snooky
higher.
here. Oh, no, it's good. So must definitely pass under the black. Just back himself, knock it in. It's not a difficult shot. A little bit tentative on the cueing, and as a result, he's missed it.
Doesn't matter too much though. I mean, what do you do with the black from here?
Sahil doesn't have too many options. He doesn't have the angle to go in behind it and try and put it in the opposite corner. He might smother here. He might just smother it off one rail and try and sit on that side rail. Just make it as difficult as possible for PK to pot out.
Yeah.
That's a difficult shot, but might be his best option at this point.
Well, there's a very little margin for error. If he messes this shot up, I'd imagine he's in.
Well, yeah, you have to cover it fully, so it is difficult. You've got a little bit of an awkward angle. To get it right off the rail and onto the yellow, he kind of has to flick it, but then you've got to watch the white ball, so should be interesting. What do we know? Looks like he might be having a go at the pot.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not a fan.
No, maybe he's playing our shot.
That's not good.
That's horrible, and PK's out for a 1-all score in the match.
That's not the best result.
Cannot believe that he's just flicked that black. Just needs to take a little bit more care. It's a little bit tricky because it looks like it's right on the rail. We've got, as we said before, quite tight pockets.
That's it.
And if you just play it plain ball, it's actually a chance to go in off in the other bottom pocket. So PK's got a little bit of work to do, and that's why he's taking his time. First of my commentator curses, I've just given him the absolute all clear, cannot stuff this up, and suddenly he's made it difficult.
I'll be thinking seriously about just
I'll back him now.
playing it safe. Yeah, he should. Yeah.
Actually, more difficult than it looks, so well done PK, 1-all. Brendan's just tried to get that yellow under the red in the corner, but he's hit it a little bit fat. And Steve has got 3 dodgy balls.
Oh, yeah.
And a red that's not really covering the bottom corner. So this frame right in the balance here. He's just looking at the angle of bringing both of them out. Actually don't mind that, because if he takes the red to the middle, as in plays off that one, he's going to push that yellow against the right-hand rail into the top rail.
Which red are we talking about?
So the
top
red,
one or the bottom?
The red kind of directly parallel with the middle pocket.
All right.
And if he plays off that, the yellow should push off the rail into the back one. And if he gets the angle right, he can bring both his balls out. Just has to be careful with the in-off off the yellow. It's a big break from Sahil.
Yeah.
And he's potted one of each.
I like yellows. I'm up. Table 11.
Oh, he's up, table 11.
All right, someone. Okay.
We'll get the portable camera over there immediately.
All right. Hopefully I'll play some good pool.
All the best.
Wish me luck, everyone.
And then there was one. That's a really clever shot from Steve. He's actually, he's brought out 2 balls and a little bit stiff not to make it 3. I'm not sure if Brendan can see this yellow to the right middle to try and maybe leave it over that middle pocket, just make it very awkward. And Sahil has missed his opener. I'm not actually sure what he's nominated. I'm tipping yellows by the look of the balls. So PK got a little bit of work to do. Actually, all 3 reds on the top half of the table are tricky. So Brendan really taking his time on our right-hand table. PK just trying to contain there. I don't think he wanted the double kiss, but it's actually hasn't worked out too badly. The only ball that he can get to is the top one. Oh, actually, maybe this does go to the middle under this red. Just having a look at it now. Yeah, it must do. Yeah, so Brendan's played the shot I was suggesting, just kind of getting some coverage on the middle pocket there and just trying to tie Steve up. So Sahil looking pretty confident here. He's absolutely bashed that, but should be okay. Now it's going to be a little bit more tricky at the top of the table. Got the decent angle to screw here. Hopefully he can avoid the black. Oh, cannon into it, no problems though. He's brought it back out to the middle. Just interesting how he's going to play these. I think, yeah, it looks like he's going to take the one to the right and just try and hold on that red, possibly. Yeah, he hasn't played it too badly, but he's got a bit of a stiff result. He's still on that right-hand yellow. But it is a tricky pot. Yeah, just can't get a good handle on it there. He's got to kind of play with the fingertips on the table. Tough to do. And he's actually played that really nicely. So had a little bit of work to do. Probably would like to be a little bit further away from the right-hand rail, but he's still got a shot to bring this yellow out. It's actually looks a little bit finer than it looks on the camera. See if he's got the angle to avoid that red. Yeah, he just did it, but he's straight in off. That was always the danger there. And he's really not happy with himself, which is fair enough. Wants to talk about it a little bit. So, I'm not sure what happened here, but suddenly Brendan has a couple of balls on the rail, and all the Steves are in the open, and he's at the table. I think he'll have to take the ball nearest to black at the moment. I don't think the other reds go. If he takes the ball nearest to black, it's just a natural angle to come out to the middle of the table. It's a little bit of a tough pot off the rail. We've got PK just mapping his out here. Just needs to deal with that red on the right-hand rail. Apart from that, they're all pretty much in the open and seem to link pretty well. I think he's just going to roll through on this into the middle, leaving himself the angle to actually bring it out with the top right ball. So Steve's actually played that quite nicely. Really good control. PK seems to have gone a little bit straight there, unless he's going to screw straight into it, which is probably not how I'd play it. Oh, he's just looking at the straight double. Yep, so he didn't get on it right, and he's going to have a go at the double. Pretty straight. And he's played it nicely. Yep. Welcome to the commentary box, Reese.
G'day, Josh. How you going?
Not too bad, mate. It's got a couple of frames here.
Yeah.
PK still with his two.
Yeah. It's not exactly where you want to be, but he's not going to shouldn't be too upset about it. He's that bottom red first.
Yeah, I think so. And then just drift up for the middle red to the right corner. Right bottom corner. And, yeah, he's played that pretty well. Should still have the angle to be fine.
Yeah, he was stunned out of that nicely. He's a little.
I think he'll actually drift past the black.
Run a little offline.
Into the black, beautiful. No worries at all. Oh, I don't think he's on that. No, definitely not on that. PK takes a 2-1 lead. And over on the other table, it was a little bit tricky there for Steve. He had to come in between the two yellows.
He's probably hoping it's a total, which I don't think it is. He's probably got a fine glance on it, so he can't run up behind it or anything. Unless you can fine glance, run off and land behind. He's probably looking like the go.
Yeah, I think you're right. I think you can see a little bit of it.
Oh, glances the yellow.
I'm not sure if that's drifted on him or he's just missed hit it, but he's given two. Hard to tell if it's foul snooker here or not. Brendan's having a real good look at it. He's called it. I think Steve said, I don't think so, bud. So we'll see what happens here. If it's not foul snooker, then he hasn't done too much damage.
Yeah, he should get away with that.
Brendan
Basically only has the option of one ball to play, by the looks of it.
Yeah. Having a real good look at it.
I'm sure it'll follow by a containing shot using them top two balls, or even the bottom one on the rail there. It's not ideally exactly where you want it, so...
He's having another look at it. I'm not sure if he's happy with this call. Marc, we might end up having a head adjudicator over. Yep, we're looking for help. Fran Wrigley, World Championship winning black potting for the 96 World Championship team. He's come to the rescue, so he's having a look.
Looks not too sure himself. He's having a good look.
So we've got Sahil 2-1 down. He's on the reds. Actually, looks like it's still open. Still open table. A little cluster in the middle of the table there, making it difficult for both colours to pot out. So this looks like another lengthy frame.
Yeah, I think he's thought that out and he's going for the yellows due to no ball for extraction for them 2 reds that are tucked in into all of them.
That was nice securing from PK though. He looked a little bit more confident there. So maybe the 2-1 lead's what he needed.
That's it. And I think from this point, the yellows aren't looking too nice. So I wouldn't be surprised if he just covers that right pocket with one of these.
Yeah, you can cover it with the one he's closest on and hopefully bring out that red and yellow that are touching each other nearest it. Hopefully just be looking for a flick on the red.
Yeah, it does look like it's only got that slight edge of the red. There's nothing wrong with that either. It's a bit more containing shot, a bit less offensive.
Really nice touch. I would have thought Sahil would just back double this ball if he can get to it and try and cover the other one.
Depends on how confident he is here. You can almost play that with a touch of left to land underneath the other red if you had to hit it a bit softer.
Just left a gap there. Over on the other table,
wrong with that.
Brendan has got the foul snooker, so he's got ball in hand, I believe. Don't think any of the balls are moved. He's at the top of the table.
No, they are exactly the same.
Which would seem a weird place to place it. I know he has got ball in hand. There we go. Right, so just trying to find a way to bring both of these out.
Not too sure about this. He might just fine glance that second one. I'd be a bit closer to the rail with the white if it was me. Didn't even want to open it up.
Yeah, so he wasn't real happy with that, but he does have the coverage on the black now. So I would say he would just bring that one, the top yellow off the rail, and hold somewhere around there.
The option for the bottom right-hand rail ball gives a little bit better safety, but like more chance of a snooker. But
I actually like leaving a little edge here of the black. It's kind of pushing towards that yellow over the pocket and the and no total. So
if you can get one of these balls off the rail though, like they're not terrible, but if you can get one of them off, then even if he does leave you underneath it, I think you're not in a bad spot, really. You've always got that ball to the corner that you don't want to play, but the hand's forced.
So PK's just done a deliberate foul there. He's just made sure he hasn't left a foul snooker. Sahil's just onto the red at the top of the screen and also this right-hand one. And he's had a bit of a lash at that. Hasn't got the distance. Good shot by PK. See, I don't like this because now you can come off the side rail and actually have a chance of potting it in the other middle. He's at the top of the table. It's very, very difficult.
Ooh.
And he's done exactly that. Quite happy with that call. So, beautiful black there by Steve. And he goes 2-1 ahead.
Did he really need to kick that ball? Like, I don't know how far he's aiming on getting it. Like, whether he's trying to finish or... Oh, yeah, no. A little too good.
Yeah, I don't think he wanted that to drop. Now he hasn't got a whole lot on. Actually, don't mind trying to bring this red down the other end of the table just to get a little bit of traffic going, get it in amongst it. That's what's keeping him in the frame at the moment.
He hasn't got very good lines to do that though, without bringing the white down as well. I think, but it is good to get it into play and give himself another option. Don't think we're too much danger of a big offensive visit here.
No, I think you probably push this left-hand rail ball over the pocket just to kind of really solidify his position in the frame. I mean, he can play the jackie and have a go at it, but there's a couple of tricky ones, and I just don't know if he's feeling it at the moment.
It does look like he's looking at playing the plant down the other side. Yeah, he can. he will open up his second, the yellow in between the black and the other. I would have thought. No.
And he's played it
missed by a
horrible
long
and gone
way.
in off. Just kind of went across that. Really, really caught it awkwardly.
Did look like he moved a lot on it. I think he wasn't happy all the way through the stroke.
And Sahil's right back in the frame with a decent angle to pop this one, the top red, into the right-hand middle, and kind of come somewhere into that little cluster.
That ball in the centre of the cluster is, I think that's not too bad. Oh, that's
Well,
no idea.
he's missed the pot, he's missed the position, but apart from that, he'd be really happy with that shot. And over on the other table, we've had a break from Brendan.
Oh, just missed the double kiss again for the second.
And he's brought out one of
result.
PK's balls that was tricky, but he's covered another one. So he won't be happy with that at all. Sit down a little bit dejected.
It's really hard to judge these frames after watching so much CueballTV in the last couple of days from the top-notch players. You sort of get a feel for what they'll do, whereas you can't afford to play that same game when you if you can't accomplish it. Yeah.
And these commentators, Jamie and Pete, they think they got it tough doing the top players. They're just picking outs, you know. We've got to find some material here.
And yeah, a lot of the time there'll be a bit of a bigger break and a nicer spread with the better players as well. So you usually only find one or two tricky balls in any of the outs in those. But
PK's just removed his problem ball that was on the red and just kind of spread him apart a bit. I don't think he's left Sahil on anything except for the right red to the corner pocket. And I don't think the red to the right of the black passes to the bottom corner, so this is all tricky. He's missed that.
yeah, I don't know what he was going to do next. He's sort of in a position here. You almost want to, before the cluster opens, probably buy that bottom right pocket and get your red in front.
Yeah, you can play the jacket. You can still hold that pocket with a little bit of right hand side and hopefully go into that yellow and red together, and then they can all really open up. So I would say that's what he'd be playing. As long as you can get the right angle. Probably will need a fair chunk of right hand side. Although he may actually be able to take this ball to the middle, push across there, and then deal with them without having to break it out, which would be ideal.
Doesn't look to be hitting too high on the white. I don't know. Oh, yeah, he's screwed across.
Oh, he's just trying to go through that gap. That's not bad.
Yeah, that's funny. I thought taking that to the top corner makes your white ball a lot better.
Actually, don't mind that.
Does open up the reds a lot though as well.
It looks like he can flick, put this one in the left-hand corner and then flick off the yellow on the rail to bring that out. And if he gets the right flick, he might actually be on his treble yellow to the other corner pocket. That could actually be a really nice shot from PK. He plays a nice pace. Elected to just sit in behind it. It's a nice shot.
Yeah, tricky to see which ball first here.
Would you take the rail ball here, or?
I don't think I would, just because if you play that rail ball and you don't get back far enough, you can find yourself having to play the other ball and struggling to get out from behind the reds.
Yeah, absolutely.
If you can play that plant now, it's a tricky one because you want to hit it soft but still get your white back. But I think you're in a lot less trouble with white ball wise.
Really well.
Yeah, you got to be happy with that.
Just don't know where he's going to connect to this black. Maybe he's going to have to take it off, take the yellow in the right-hand bottom corner last. Is he just going to flick off it and try and play the black in the right-hand middle?
Well, I think I'd be very happy about that red sitting up the top there because you can play that black to the top, and if it doesn't go in, you can very easily get away with it.
Yeah, that's not a bad idea.
It's not looking like it goes to the centre from either the camera or the table.
A little bit awkward here. He might actually, he doesn't like the angle, he might actually play this off the rail just to get a little bit of distance between the white and yellow for his last ball.
See how well he gauges this, because it does look like that second yellow goes pretty much all day.
He might,
But you've just got to worry about where
you try and get it out. Yeah, he's got to do something.
where your back ball lands. It's almost a double kiss it in. It would be ideal from the look.
He's just going to flick it. Oh, he can actually get to the back one.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. I'm tipping he'd like to be where he is right now for the black. He's got a straight screw back, it looks like.
Almost. I wouldn't be surprised if he does play this with top. Yeah. Just to guarantee it just keeps you a little bit lower and a bit further away from the black.
Difficult to judge the right pace like that off the rail.
It is, definitely is. Oh.
And Steve on the other table just looking at dropping this red into the left middle and then playing his ball down the rail just to open up that pocket, hopefully clear that yellow. PK. Oh, he did play the screw.
Yeah.
Oh, he's played that quite nicely. Looks a little bit more focused now.
Pretty sure we'll see that left red on the right table run down straight underneath the ball.
Yeah, a little bit of awkward queuing. Yeah. PK on the black.
Oh, it does.
No. So Sahil, another chance here.
I don't know how close he was to the red there. He could have been hoping for a little bit of nap.
Steve's taken that well, but he's still got a tricky red up the top there because it doesn't really go to many pockets. Maybe really on the left middle and left bottom corner.
Yeah, I think that's funny that he potted that.
So Sahil played that tentatively again. This should be okay. Just to kind of stun this thing, come back a little bit, and then play off the other one with natural angle and 2 rails to get in really nice with this top ball. Just got to make sure he leaves himself a bit of angle for the top ball so he can drop it in and run down pretty comfortably.
Playing with top, he must be scared of running too close towards the other ball off it. Yeah, he had a bit of angle there.
Wow, that's a crazy shot.
It is a bit.
Oh. Now he's kind of in no man's land.
With the power he's hit that with, it sort of does change your line a lot. He could have been a lot further across to the right of the table.
And now he's got a really tough cut.
Yeah, if he had been a bit higher, you'd be very happy with that shot. But
and he doesn't really want to land below this red, because if he does, he'll have to take to the right middle where the black is, and then he's a chance of knocking the black to the rail or somewhere he doesn't want it to be. So got to be a little bit careful here. Might go up and down and up again off 2 rails. Oh, Steve did run into a little bit of trouble, but he's ended up doubling that black. So, doubling his last red. So he's got a shot on the black. Very difficult off the back rail. And Sahil's going to have a think about it.
He is.
But I'm not supposed to be here.
That's it. So I think it's that spot where you don't look at the spot until you've landed in it, and you go, that is exactly where I don't want to be, because he's right in between everything there. Even if he played that bottom ball, he had to sort of force a bit out of it to change the line. Otherwise, he would be not much better off than he was.
Lovely black there from Steve, and that's the match, 3-1. Nice finish. That was a nice shot from Sahil there, just containing, just brought the red out into play. He's covered the potable side of the black, so PK's going to have to try the up and down here. Tough shot. Oh, he's gone the right-hand side of it. Not a terrible result.
I don't think he could hope for too much more than that. I think if you pot that, that's a massive shot. He's left it nice and tucked up on that red.
Sahil's got good cueing here. He can just play this bottom ball with a little bit of left-hand side off 2 rails and out back to the middle of the table.
But that red that he's sitting up against, as long as he's not touching that, that's pretty much it's a tiny bit to the high side of the pocket. But it is on for the option.
Yeah, so he's just played it safe.
Not wrong not to play it though.
I think he's left an edge of the black there, which is probably ideal.
Until your opponent doubles the black.
Face cut doubles it.
Oh. They're nearly guaranteed if you're having a bad day.
Whoever I'm playing has to play this kind of shot to win, then you're not too bad a position.
My first frame was lost to a triple on the black.
Oh, gotta love that. Was it intentional?
Yeah, I don't know. Well, the double wasn't on, so I suppose he must have been going for it, but don't know why he's put himself in that position.
Good effort from PK, but he's actually brought the black out a little bit more. And Sahil should finish these off, really.
Relatively push out, but
he's got to hold his nerve.
That's it. Don't want to land too close to the rail here, which he's done exactly.
Very tentative, but this is just a drop in, so he should be all right.
It's hard to play those shots with too much confidence without worrying about just spitting out of the centre.
Yeah, he's played that fine. So deep breath and knock it in. I'll just roll through on this. I think he's just stunning it. He's played it nicely, and that'll be 2 all. So we go to the decider.